223 years ago happened, those lava rocks. Yeah, so natural drainage system. And also you're standing on the slope of Hualai, 3,200 feet above the sea level, so that temperature could be 10 to 15 degrees different from this side. And rainfall is about 10 times more than this side here. You know, coffee tree is very, very picky. It doesn't like so much sunshine, but some sunshine. Doesn't like so much rain, but some rain. Doesn't like so much, doesn't like cold weather or hot weather. Yeah, very picky like somebody. So, on the slope of Hualai, and the next one is Mauna Loa. As you know, very, very active volcano. Already 34 times erupted since 1843. And last eruption was last year, November. I think you saw lava flow on TV. That is next one. So on the slope of Hualai, Mauna Loa, very similar condition. In the morning, some sunshine. In the afternoon, some rain. And both of them are volcanoes, so erupted, natural drainage system. Everything is perfect condition for coffee tree growing. Yeah. So on the slope of Hualai, Mauna Loa, about 700, 800 above the sea level, facing west. Start from here, about the airport to the south, 30 miles long, 3 miles wide. That area is called Kona Coffee Belt. Yeah, inside of Kona Coffee Belt, about 800 individual coffee estates exist, quite a lot. However, all of them are small farmers, 3 to 5 acres, and family owned. So out of 800, only 20 of them have processing machines. Who don't have processing machines, they grow those coffee cherry and bring it here. And you know, we are buying from them and processing here. We are processor as well. Yeah. And you know, just right now is May. Harvest season starts in August. So another 2 months later. And you know, starting in August, it lasts until the end of January for 6 months.
So are y'all like the biggest one here?
Sorry?
Are y'all the biggest process in here?
Yeah, yeah. So we have a wet mill and a dry mill, and I can explain about that. But before that, if you look at the coffee tree like that, you know, never ripe at the same time. That's why that is a problem actually. We cannot harvest one time, just it lasts about 6 months. Only one time per year harvest, however, just the harvest is last. Because we cannot combine those red cherry and green beans. If you combine that, as you know, degrade the taste. Yeah. So we have to pick only red beans. Only the way to do that is hand pick. And go to this tree and we can pick only one part, and after a couple of days you have to go back to the same tree and the other part. That's why harvests last about 6 months. Yeah.
It's all hand picked.
Yeah, have to hand pick because if you combine that, you know, if you go to Kauai, for example, that's much bigger farm. In that case, they are machine harvest, so that is mixing those you know, red cherry and green beans, and just degrade the taste. So we have to pick only red beans. Only the way to do that is hand pick. Yeah, awesome. Intensive labor. Nobody wants to work as a pickers. Yeah. Yeah, but he likes that. So after picking up those red cherry, they are raw fruits. We have to process immediately within 24 hours. Yeah, those are a tiny bit a little overripe. Okay. Yeah, so maybe nice one could be. Maybe it could be like this, maybe a little bit too overripe. But you know, if after picking up those red cherry within 24 hours, we have to process because they are raw fruits. So if you leave it a couple of days, just stays, go
so
bad.
Coffee's a fruit?
Yeah, there's a fruit.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, those raw beans, raw coffee chips are edible, however, rock hard, and also it doesn't digest, so shouldn't eat. Okay. But after roasting that, you can eat, you can bite, so you can swallow. It becomes very nice snack. I can show you after this. So after picking up those red chili, first step is take out outer skin and pulp. Of course, machine does his machine for that. Yeah, inside looks like this. They are seed of this fruit. So I can show you inside of those coffee cherry. Wow. So they are seed, yeah, outer skin and pulp, and some companies making coffee tea out of this. We are using it as a compost for coffee trees. They are very, very slimy, and most of them are like those two beans inside. You know, one side of flat, the other side round and facing each other, like peanuts inside of this coffee cherry. Oh. Yeah, and they are very, very slimy, and those slimy is sugar coating covering those beans. Yeah. And actually after this...
So are those hard?
Yeah, very hard, rock hard. You're gonna bite. break your teeth. So this one, so after in order to take off those sugar coating, put in a water tank, just water inside like this, and put it inside and leave it for 24 to 48 hours. Gradually, those sugar coating carried away. After that, wash those beans and go to dry like this. Yeah, this is sun dry, so that depends on weather, depends on bean condition. It will take about 7 to 14 days in order to get water content of those beans become 10 to 12%. Yeah. Otherwise, fungus and insect, the something. And after 7 to 14, well, this is the sun dry and transparent roof. It makes much hotter than outside. Yeah, about 100 to 110 degrees inside. And every day you have to rake, in order to get even
What's
dry.
y'all's temperature usually get here?
Which one?
What's y'all's temperature usually around
Temperature? Well, inside is 100 to 110,
I'm talking about outside.
but outside is about 75, 80. We have those facilities behind of this building. Yeah, and after picking up those red chili, immediately we have to process those things. So actually, during harvest season starting in August, it lasts until the end of January. During that time, processing those and making those parchment beans. And after completion of harvest season, usually the end of January, now we are processing those beans inside this dry mill. So 2 mills. So that those processes just behind, so about the same temperature as we are here. Yeah. Okay, so now after drying deck, we can get those things. They are still raw. However, since it's dried, we can now keep those beans, those parchment stage, up to 2 years. Yeah, before that, rest. Then we can get this stage. Now we can rest for 2 years. So after this stage, all process done inside this dry mill, and we can go inside. But before going there, I can show you something very rare beans. Anybody knows pea berries? Yeah, pea berries. Just ignore the color. Just compare the size and the shape. Yeah, much smaller size over shape. Yeah, and that is called pea berries. And pea berry means inside with coffee cherry, most of them are 2 beans, like I showed you just before. Yeah, like that. About 95 to 97% are 2 beans like this inside with coffee cherry, but only 3 to 5% inside with the coffee cherry we can find like those pea berries. Yeah, it means only 1 bean inside with coffee cherry, instead of 2 beans. So all of the nutrient element of those coffee cherry go into 1 bean instead of going into 2 beans. More concentrated.
That's
Concentrated
the
mean.
real deal, isn't it?
Concentrate means everything is more than ordinary beans. Sweeter, smoother, more tasteful, and also more caffeine. However, only 3 to 5% out of the whole crop. This is a natural mutation. We can get both beans out of the same tree. However, this is a natural mutation, so we cannot control the production of those. And on the whole, about 3 to 5% we can get those. So very, very small amount. That's why a lot of people like that. However, it becomes the most expensive.
Yeah.
And after like this, after roasting like this, now, as I said, you can eat, you can buy, you can swallow. And then you may know, after that, covered by chocolate. More caffeine with chocolate. So if you eat chocolate covered pea berries, 7 beans is the same as 1 cup of coffee. Yeah, just
That's serious.
yeah,
That's serious.
Yeah.
yeah. Just make sure about that. 7 beans. 7 beans. Okay, so after this stage, all the process done inside that dry mill, that is called dry mill. Yeah, behind that building is a wet mill. Those processing. Yeah, so we can go inside, and I can show you after this parchment stage what sort of process they go through. Okay, so this is the same stage as over there. We saw that parchment after drying day. Now we have to take another 2 layers. Can you see? Take off outer parchment. Inside still covered by silver skin. Color looks like silver, so we call it silver skin. 2 layers we have to take off after this stage. Every part.
I didn't know there's that many pieces to it. I mean,
So after those parchment beans go up from inside the parchment, one side of the parchment, 1,000 pound parchment inside and go up and come down, go through this machine. This machine like cheese grade scale, take off out of parchment. And again, go up and come down, go through this machine. This machine make beans rub each other and take off silver skin. Yeah. Then we can get green beans. And also we get like those, like this. This is a byproduct shot. And we have to take off this one also, otherwise it burns inside roaster and make fire. And we don't throw away this one, we use as a compost for coffee trees. Yeah. So now after taking those things, we can get green beans. I can show you green beans, two kinds of green beans. One of them is very nice green beans. The other one is various kind of green beans mixing. Cracked beans, smaller size beans, black beans, white beans, everything is mixing. Yeah. So after going through this machine, what we can get is this one, not this one, this one. Various kind of green beans mixing. After getting those beans go through 3 gradings. And if those beans pass 3 gradings, now we can get nice green color beans. Yeah? So I can show you 3 gradings. The first grading is this one. Size waters. Okay, the history of Kona Coffee Beer almost 200 years has passed since 1825. And 200 years ago, people did that by hand. Yeah, so all those various kind of green beans come here.
That out there big enough.
Shake, 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 shake. If you look at those screens, getting a smaller size, and the last one is something different shape. So this one select P babies. Yeah, so this is divided by size, select P babies. Now we have a nice machine here. Inside the screen, inside this machine, those screens are inside, and this machine says vibrate. Yeah, and after that, 8 shoots. It means beans are divided by 8 sizes. So the biggest size bean is called extra fancy. Next one is called fancy. Third one is called number 1. And of course we can get smaller than those beans. Smaller than those beans are disqualified as Kona coffee beans. We don't use here those beans. What we can do with that is we wholesale. So whatever they like, they can make. Yeah? And of course PB is selected by this machine. So separately go to second grading here. Second grading is this machine. This machine is also vibrate and the air comes out from the bottom and the sloping this way. So heavy beans stays here, lighter one sliding down like that. Now divided by 3 densities. Over there is a size, here's a density. This one is the biggest and the heaviest beans. If you look at the back, we are selling labeled private reserve. And the coffee, I think you drank sample coffee, yeah? Yeah, that is this one, biggest and the heaviest beans. Second one, the same beans, however, slightly lighter than this one. This one is labeled premium.
So the farther it goes down, the lighter the taste.
Yeah, more concentrate because heavier and bigger and heavier. That's why. So this one's the lightest among them. This one again we don't use. This one again we wholesale. Yeah, and P beans goes through separately goes through the same processing, and we so those beans pass second grading. Now one more grading over there. Separately go to the last grading. This machine. This machine color sorter. Color sorter means using camera technology, sensing the color. If the color is imperfect green color, pushed out by air and go into separate bag. And that one, again, we don't use. Again, we wholesale. Okay? So I can show you before going through this machine and after. So both beans are already bigger size was selected over there and the heavy beans are selected here. And now we have to select nice green color beans. The reason for that is black beans are overripe. Overripe beans are undesirably bitter. And white beans are underripe. Underripe beans are sour, too sour. So this machine eliminates those undesirable taste beans and select the best taste, nice green color beans. Then, at last, you can put them in the corner for that. So Kona coffee beans selected, 3 grading. They have to pass. They have to pass. Yeah. Then you can get nice green color.
Voters is what it is.
So I can tell you how much nice green color beans we can get out of one tree. Out of one tree, we can get 10 pounds of red cherry after picking up, yeah? And it goes through wet tree, goes through dry mill, we can get nice green color beans, only 2 pounds. And after this stage, we have to roast. If you roast 2 pounds, reduce to 1.5 pounds. A pound,
Getting down here like, I ain't making nothing.
1.5 pounds of roasted beans makes only about 50 cups of coffee per year per tree. That is the result. Okay, so, that's why if you go to retail shop, you may find something like a Kona something, Kona Blue, Kona Hawaiian, Kona, whatever Kona something, that is not Kona coffee beans. Okay, just make sure that it pretend to be Kona coffee beans. Just, the reason for that is according to Hawaiian state law. If you say Kona coffee beans, you have to say how much percent of Kona coffee beans inside of that bag. So the bag doesn't state any percentage, saying just Kona something, it's just named Kona by that company. And nobody knows which beans they are, only that company knows.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Okay.
I guess that's why on that thing up there it said 100%.
Yeah, and also according to the law, more than 10% any blend is okay to make. So 30%, 50%, 70%, that's okay to make right
So
now.
it can't be under 10.
Yeah, but in the market right now, only 10% and 100% Kona coffee beans exist. Only 2 kinds. Yeah, not between. Yeah, 10% or 100%. In the case of 10%, of course they have to use 10% of those beans. However, again, rest of 90%.
Is that like the ones that y'all do, like, what'd they say?
The wholesale
The
one.
wholesale, is that what they're doing? Is they mixing?
Yeah, so just 10% and 100%. We are making only 100%, of course. Yeah, but a new law passed just a couple of weeks ago. According to that, within I think phase in next 3 years period, had to have 51% of Kona coffee bean inside of that bag. Otherwise, you cannot put name Kona on that bag.
Okay.
Yeah, that is new law.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Okay, now after that, roast here, yeah. So light roast, medium roast, dark roast, and espresso. All of those beans are same beans. However, the roasting temperature, roasting length is different. By that, different color, different shining, different taste, of course, different acidity, fiber, everything changes.
So that's how long that's the different roast makes them different.
Yeah, I can tell you. Yeah, light roast, first of all, this one has got the most caffeine among them.
Okay.
Okay, but if you talk about original bean, this one has more caffeine than light roast.
Okay.
Some people drink this one because a lot of antioxidant. However, a lot of acidity, fiber, no good for your stomach. But still, some people drink that. If you drink this one, you can get 190 milligrams of caffeine. After roasting this one, temperature goes up to 400 to 410 degrees in 14 minutes roast. And just before reaching the temperature, you can hear the crack sound inside roaster. Crack sound breaking the beans like this. Breaking the beans means releasing the content. Yeah, breaking, not breaking before. Breaking. So 190 milligrams of caffeine reduced to 128 milligrams of caffeine. And another 20 degrees higher, 1 minute longer, makes a medium roast, 105 milligrams of caffeine. Another 20 degrees higher, 1 minute longer, make dark roast.
That's
This-
not much difference, is it?
Yeah, well, 20 degrees higher and 1 minute longer, and
Yeah.
make just difference.
I thought it was all different beans, but they're the same. Just different.
So getting less.
just how long you cook them,
This
I know
one, 95 milligram of caffeine. And espresso, this is 1 shot, 1 ounce. That's a much shorter period, only 10 degrees higher than dark roast and 30 seconds longer than dark roast. And then 1 shot, 1 ounce, however, the same amount of coffee beans are necessary to make that. It contains only 63 milligrams of caffeine. So it means 2 shots equivalent to 1 cup of light roast. Getting less.
I always thought the
I
white
thought it
roast
was
had,
backwards.
Yeah, acidity also, antioxidant also. However, if you look at those dark roast espresso, compared to those being more shining, now something came out from beans, then it makes those beans shining.
See, they ain't even getting that light roast. See, you were-
That is oil. Yeah, oil always inside of those coffee beans, oil inside also. And if you roast darker, oil coming out from beans, and oil makes those beans shining, and that oil makes bold flavor, not caffeine. Caffeine getting less, instead of oil coming out, and oil makes bold flavor.
Okay.
Oh, that makes
Okay.
sense. I always thought it was backwards, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
More
because
coffee,
because everybody think caffeine is getting more and more and more. Well,
Yeah.
no, on the contrary, getting less and less. Instead, oil comes out, and oil makes that. And a lot of
That's
people
why
like
it tasted so good.
a lot of people like bold flavor. That's why if you go to retail shop, coffee shop, all of them, what they are selling are dark roast or medium dark roast. They never sell light roast, unless you go to coffee farmer like us. This is, the reason for that is this is very difficult to sell, unless higher price. The reason for that is that if you talk about original beans, maybe you know that original bean depends on beans quality, depends on beans variety, depends on where it was grown. Everything different taste you can get. Process of original beans depends on beans quality, various tastes you can get compared to other beans. More various tastes you can get. That's why if they are not using good quality beans, not so good taste. If they use good quality beans, price goes up. Difficult to sell. However, even if they are not using good quality beans, if they roast darker, oil coming out from beans, and oil makes bold flavor, that bold flavor is masking original quality of beans. So much easier to sell, less expensive, still the same bold flavor you can get. That's why they are roasting dark roast meat. Yeah, that is a. I can tell you how much coffee you can take per day according to FDA recommendation. What they are saying is 400 milligram of coffee. So it means, this one I said 128, so 3 cups. And dark roast 95, so 4 cups. Espresso 63 milligram, so 6 shots. Wow. That's their recommendation. Yeah. Okay, so now how do you store those coffee beans and coffee ground in order to keep the taste as long as possible? Basically, most of the food about the same 4 things. Number 1, doesn't like touching air. Yeah. So avoid touching air as much as possible. Number 2, doesn't like light. So don't keep under the light, including sunlight. Number 3, doesn't like heat. This is a slight heat problem. Some people putting inside a fridge. Not recommended. The reason for that is number 4, doesn't like moisture. Yeah. And also, maybe somebody knows one of the elements of those coffee beans or coffee ground absorb odor. So that it means, if you're keeping inside fridge and inside the same fridge, if you're keeping your favorite fish, what will happen? Fishy coffee. That's why, just room temperature is fine, as steady as possible, and avoid air, light, heat, moisture. That's the best way to keep. And also our bag, we are roasting it every day, almost 3-4 times a day. And after that, right away go into the gift shop. So that all of those roasted beans are freshly roasted beans. That's why we can say after 1 year, still okay to drink if you don't open the bag. After opening the bag, beans last about 6 months, ground lasts about 3 months. However, the sooner the better. The sooner the better. And that one again, if you go to retail shop, you have to count from roasting date how long it will last. So that is another problem. If you go roast retail shop, we don't know when it was roasted. So another problem. Okay, so what you can do is after drinking a nice cup of coffee, now use coffee ground. Now you can put it inside the fridge because that is absorb odor, means deodorize smell. So you can use as a deodorization. So it means instead of baking soda, you can use inside the fridge. And not only that, inside the house, any part of your house, if you get some kind of bad smell, just put in a sock or put in a cross and tie it and leave it a couple of days. And then you can get the bad smell deodorized by coffee ground. Yeah, a lot of things you can use. And also fertilizer, as you know, and a lot of things you get exfoliation and colored blood circulation, cooking, and also I can tell you one thing, if you get coffee stain on your shirt, especially maybe light color, that one, white t-shirt or something, if you get coffee stain, as you know, even if you wash that, you can never get rid of it. Yeah, what you can do is just dye it with used coffee ground, nice coffee ground. So a lot of things you can use. Okay, so enjoy Hawaii. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.